Alright, so we got most of the floor out here. These two supports looked alright from the bottom, but they're just terrible. There's a big hole through that one. This one's really thin. And the body mount support right there is rusted off. You know, just not good news over here. So I think he has these. He gave me a bunch of supports, and I think these were the ones. I know I definitely have this one. This one I'm gonna have to check to see if we got. Then we gotta go and get some more cutting wheels to cut the rest of this front of the floor out. Then we can start trimming the edge to where I want it to end, and then overlap the other floor on top of it. Plans kind of changed a little bit. So, we cut the rest of the floors out, and let's see. We found that little mess in there, and that little mess in there. So my thinking is, he's got to put this on a rotisserie anyway when he gets it back. Yeah, so when he gets it back in a week or so, it'll be on a rotisserie. So I tossed out the idea of putting it on it here, because it will allow me access to the bottom of the A-pillars, those corners, get those square away. I can do my little spot weld thing on the bottom of the wheel wells and the floor where it meets that pinch weld. I was waiting until he got it off. I was going to go to his house and do it quick. Also, it'll help me do in here, because where all the braces were, it rotted out the inner, so I can quickly fix those while it's on the rotisserie. I can just finish everything I need to do while it's here, instead of back and forth or going his place and fixing it there. I can just get everything done. He originally didn't want to bring it to me on a rotisserie because he thought it'd be more cumbersome for me, having the car not drivable. But if a car gets to a point, usually that I take it to when I end up fixing stuff, because as you guys know, when one thing's rotted, the thing that's attached to is also rotted, and so on and so forth. So you kind of got to dig a lot deeper than you normally. You got to dig a lot deeper than you think you need to every time you fix rot, because it's literally everywhere. I don't know where I was getting to with that, but it's going to be better when it's here. When the rotisserie's here, it's going to be up. I can spin it. I can deal with the floor easier. It's going to be much more enjoyable process when I can just rotate the car. So.
What goes on here, Trav?
You know, moving a car with no floors.
You're good. Oh, shit.
There it is. Out of gas.
Is that where you need it?
No. Yow. I need to turn it around. But this thing sucks fuel like it's its job.
Ah, suck ass.
So.
You're good. Sick block of wood. Woo-wee. Hot dog.
Alright, so we got the body on blocks and house jacks. Jacob's in there taking care of some surface for us so we can see some spot weld holes so we can drill them out. Decided not to go rotisserie, so I think we can get to every pinch weld we're going to get on the rotisserie without it, so I think we'll be alright. And we'll be able to put the bracing in for the floor and repair those front sections without any issue up here. Making a huge mess trying to cut out this old crap. So I'm working on the passenger side first. Thankfully, the outer rocker is virtually perfect. I don't know how it just rotted the inner. It didn't rot the outer at all. Well, that's good for me. I need to make this support. So it had, this thing is kind of mangled now, but it's like a, I don't know, 16 gauge piece that goes here, and I think it went all the way down. So this 16 gauge piece comes all the way down, it covers this like as a doubler from here down, kind of comes square with this, down, over, this is all doubled up. And so back in here, test fitting this brace I thought was too long, and it might be backwards. It's not, it's perfect. I don't know what I was measuring before. Maybe I was measuring on the curve or something. Seemed like an inch short, but it ain't. So as you can see, I've taken a lot of rot away, and there is none left. Either side. Need to do a little vacuuming in there, but It's looking good. I had to take a lot from this side. It was just really soft and pinholey all the way up. So that kind of sucked. But also, I had a plan of doing the whole inner rocker, but it's really, 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 really solid. So, I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna patch in 4 little rectangles and call it a day. Because as you can see, everything is super clean around all these rectangles. Why take the whole thing off if I don't need to? Just splice in 4. These are going on top of it anyway, so it's not like it's gonna look bad. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so I got the floor pretty much tacked to the braces, so I'm going to go underneath now and scribe where they land underneath. Then I can kind of clean the paint off, drill the floor where the braces are going to sit, and I should be able to rosette weld the braces to the floors after that. Alright, so I got everything scribed underneath. I'm going to take this off and sand down the bottom, drill some holes, then sand down the bottom. Pretty much just where the holes are, because I don't want to lose my scribe lines when I sand it first. I do that mistake sometimes, so I'm probably just going to drill it first. And yeah, that's about it, I think. So I think I'm going to take those out, drill them, prep them, and then weld the braces into the rocker panels. And then that's where I'm going to end it tonight, at least. And then on Monday, I'll start making the these panels that go in here. I know you can't see that because it's dark in here and everything's black, but that gonna start making those panels. So I'm gonna make this piece to extend down to the bottom of the rocker, and then there's a doubling plate that goes just right here. That's like, I think it's like 14 gauge or something, 16 or 14 gauge, probably 16. And it just kind of spot welds to everything that's there already and just kind of stiffens everything up, I guess. Let's get to it. Get this car out of here. 'Cause if everything goes to plan, it should be gone next week. Alrighty, so I am making the bottom A-pillars on the inside, kind of like where the kick panels are. So this is the overall shape. I'm going to bend this flange over to a 90. This guy needs to get pounded in, stretched out, and I'll show you what it needs to look like. So it needs to look like this. Coned out really far. So we'll see if I can turn that into that. So this is kind of where this is going to be. Like that. Obviously all this was rotted, and this is heavily pitted, so I want to replace this. Obviously there's some good parts, but you know, splitting the difference. Alright, so shape this piece up here. Yeah, nothing really to it. I just gotta add the doubler plate over the top of this. Pretty much this whole area here. So that should be pretty simple. It's kind of flat. I'll just cut that out of flat stock and push it in as I weld it around. So I didn't know what to do with this bead because that side was rotted. I don't know if it followed the curve or if it just kind of stopped. So I kind of faded it out, and the double is gonna go over it, so I'll probably just smush it back down flat wherever it goes over. I'm not sure. Kind of probably messed up there, but I can fix it. Okay, so I switched it up. Made this on a curve. Made the other piece. It's not as big. It's just a smaller, pretty much flat piece. It's got that bead on it. And these, well, this is the template for the doubler plate that goes on top of this. This is just 18 gauge, just so I could get my the shape. So I'm going to transfer this to some 16 gauge, make 2 of these, and we should be ready to weld everything in. Alright, so I found some 16 gauge, made a couple of these doublers. So now, this will go here. got wheel well spot welded. Up here spot welded. We got the floor plug welded and stitch welded. So plugged over here, stitch welded down the center. The brace is super plug welded. I did 1 inch apart. I should have probably done 2 or 3 inches apart. Didn't need this many, but you know, I did it. And the top is stitched. The braces are plug welded. Everything's in. I do have the brackets I need to weld to the floor, which he just brought back to me. He had a sandblast cabinet, so he just quickly hit these. So this I need to fix and put back in. That shouldn't take too long. Seat brackets and just more seat brackets. Then we got the what is this? The dash. Yeah, these are the dash hardware and stuff like that. Not dash, center console. That's what this is. Center console. So, yeah. Gotta get all this welded in. This shouldn't take too long. Just a couple stitches everywhere. Just gotta make sure the seat orientation for these is right. And I'll probably just put a new bolt in here because this is obviously broken. Same with this one and this guy. So got a little bit of work ahead of me today, but it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, well, I didn't record much, but it is done. For what I need to do, we got the floors in, got the braces for the seats and the seat mounts in, mounts for the center console in. Everything's made. Taking priming everything with self-etch. All the welds we did. Just touched up a bunch of random stuff. And it's, you know, that's it. It's kind of all I'm doing. So now we're going to lower this thing down. Back on the frame. Put some, you know, what do you call it? The body mounts in. And it'll be ready to pick up. Pick up as in get out of here.
I'll text you and I'll text you the brands of the rods. So just look on the rod for what size it is. Hold on. The seat was like right underneath the fender, and if you let it down, it was gonna crush the fender probably. Video. Should I make this time lapse? Just lower it down into those blocks and then take that 4x4 out. I gotta go, Dad.
I need you to pull that 4x4.
Bye. Just keep pulling.
Yeah, try to go on an angle and get it out. You'll be able to move it. Yeah, okay.
Hold on. close is it?
No, no. Yeah, yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, they're kind of sketchy anyway.
Yeah.
I'd rather just deal with one of them at a time. Because the way we got it left up on it, the block is like this. And so anything happens.
Pretty good.
Oh, it looks so low. It's the normal head of a Chevelle.
Yep. It does look super low now.
It does. It's weird. It's like stock height. Low would be fucking low. Just remember that thing. So put this puller on first.
Yep.
Slide this